Oh, well, everybody know who I want next. I want Terry Crawford next.
You're going to make that happen?
Huh?
You're going to make that happen?
Oh, definitely. That's the fight that I want. That's the fight everybody else wants. Like I said, I'm going to get these straps and I'm going to go over there and take his shit too.
All right. Errol, congratulations. Terrific fight this evening.
Thank you, man. Now, strap season, I know what time it is, baby. Terrence, I'm coming for that motherfucking belt.
All right.
I'm not catching fades anymore. Gotta keep my hands clean when they come for the ball. Keep it smooth like a dawn, making moves in the dark. Cause I learned how to swim in the pool full of sharks. Now they coaches, cause they can't read all his motions. How the kid never switch codes, but he code switch focus. Staring down your team with a frozen, ice cold look that could end the summer solstice. Cause I'm more like the top dog. Keep on running game and the gang will accost y'all. I be calling plays from a plane while I'm off court. But we ain't the same, you a lame, I'm a mob star. Actually, I'm a top dog on a stat sheet. Off court, but I call plays for the athlete. Laughing when the cop cars try to catch me. Cause I rolled off in a taxi. Put my feet up, I'm relaxing. Singing Figaro with no accent. While I pour strings from the streets in. Do it all with a straight face, I'm the kingpin. Top dog, top flow, boss mode. I'm the kingpin. Showstopper, top dog, God vibes, I'm the kingpin. They know I'm a dog and a beast, man. Yeah, I keep the peace with a piece, man. I ain't got no time for a piece, man. Why would I respond to a pawn? I'm the... Hold up!
If I let my dogs off the leash, then you might want to get out of Dodge by the evening. Honestly, think it's not the blood and the beef. If they don't leave anything behind at the evening.
I can see you soft, ever thought about retreating. If you never have, then they'll give you a reason. Better watch your tone, lose your bass when you speaking. Underneath the mask is the wrath of a... When you learn how to smile in their face, then go cutthroat. Then they wanna call you a con when the blood cold. I remember starving while y'all had a truckload. Now I'm with the mob with the call and the gusto. I'm a top dog on a stat sheet. Off court, but I call plays for the athlete. Laughing when the cop cars try to catch me. Cause I rolled off in a taxi. Put my feet up, I'm relaxing. Singing Figaro with no accent. While I pour strings from the streets in. Do it all with a straight face, I'm the kingpin. Top dog, top flow, boss mode. I'm the kingpin. Showstopper, top dog, God vibes, I'm the kingpin.
Here, I've been having internet problems all day. I was trying to come on earlier today, but my internet was just a little too far off. Hopefully, people can hear me. Some people in here put out the line, put out that signal, the full kind of signal, so everybody can come in. You know what I'm saying? Wait in. Someone there in. What's happening, bro? Go ahead and get you that wrench, man. You've been up in here. Yes, sir. You earned it. Let's see. Hopefully my internet don't start acting up. It's been real. I hate when the internet just where you at, you know what I'm saying? You have like no control. Okay, let's moderate. Gotcha. There you go. What's going on? So the weigh-in. Canelo looked big, man. He looks solid. He looks solid as hell. Crawford looks solid. But of course, you can't just tell on looks. You know, Canelo, he looks good, man. He looks full, looks like his old self, you know. He looked like he's ready. And Crawford, looked like he's just ready to burst, man. He just looked, oh man, no, please don't, my internet don't start acting up. There we go. And my internet just a little slow. But yeah, I want to get some opinions up in here and what you guys thought. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they both look like they was in shape. Let me see. Let me get I'm trying to find the footage here. Let me see. Let me see. This shit is long. Let me see. Let me see if I can find it where they both lined up. Let me see. Okay. Hold on for a second. Because, you know, a lot of that shit we really didn't need. You know, always adding that extra stuff. Let's see. Hold on. Let's see. Crawford versus Canelo. Okay. Let's see. It's been a bad technical day. And my internet is so slow. Let's see. I don't know. It's just having a bad internet day. Let's see. I would end up somewhere. What happened was I came up into some construction, and it stopped me from getting home. So he says, excited for the weekend. Don't know who's going to win. Let's see. Said excited for the weekend. Said don't know who's going to win. Brain says Canelo Hot. Says that same here, Julian. Same here. You know, um, man. You know, this is one for the books. You know, this is going to be one for the books. You know, I got the weekend off. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be chilling with the Netflix. I'm having 6 beers, you know what I'm saying, on the side. You know what I'm saying? I'll be drinking that Shiner Bock. And that Shiner Bock be good as hell, bro. You know. But yeah, man, I mean, what do you guys I just want to see what everybody think about it. I'm just trying to pull it up though. God. Oh, there we go. No, that's the studio. Let's see. Well, the internet ain't the best around here. It's not the best. And the YouTube is taking forever to pull up. Let me see. I don't know if y'all can see that. Let's see. Nope, not that screen. So it look like the consensus is that Canelo is gonna he's gonna wipe the floor with Crawford. That is the sentiment out there. You know, people think that, you know, Canelo is just too big, too good, you know what I'm saying, too powerful and all this. But I do believe Crawford is gonna shock the world. Let me see. I was listening to Sean Porter. He was on First Page. Let's see. Oh, that'll be good to pull up. Let's see. First Page. Sean Porter. And Porter was giving some good ass insight. Let's see. He was giving some good ass insight on that. Let's see. Let's see. Where's the? Oh, there we go. And still no sound. What is going on today? Let's see. Can y'all hear that? Oh, I ain't even pull it up. Sean Porter was on First Page. He gave some really good insight.
It is.
And even though he didn't have any experience against
Names.
Floyd Mayweather, stabbing with Terrence, I think Canelo get comfortable with. He's comfortable with resetting.
want y'all to hear this part because it was
Best punch.
really
It's
good.
gonna be. It might be the best fight we have in history.
It depends on when that punch comes. Early on, what's
I
across
got you.
from him.
I got you.
I think they prepare him
Like it's
for
another day
him
at the office.
and go out there. I'm unleashing this lion, and this lion is gonna have to do a whole lot with this animal because this animal can run away from you, but this animal can stop and bite you and then run again. This animal can stop and bite you and move right here in front of you,
Right.
and say, "I dare you to touch me,"
I
and
dare.
we're releasing, coming back. We got a great fight ahead of us, y'all.
We do. We do. And my next question to follow up with that is right here on the front page, baby. Sean Porter gives it to you the Porter way, baby. And he got me excited, like I'm about to get in the ring.
Right.
Saturday night on their ass.
Right.
Okay, but I hear what makes you charge Terrence is back, right? Somebody always got to play devil's advocate, even though I do agree with what you're saying, but I'm a fan of both fighters.
Right.
But going into that, you have to look at the other side of that, because can you honestly say, you being a fighter yourself, Terrence moving up in weight hasn't been hit by somebody like a Canelo, but Canelo has been hit by somebody like a Terrence.
That's a fact.
Okay,
That's an absolute fact.
So I'm saying, what can you do to? Because I heard somebody say, it might have been Roy Jones. It wasn't on the front page, so I ain't gonna say the platform. All right, but Roy Jones did say this. He said, if Crawford can take Canelo's best punch, it might be the best fight we have in history.
It depends on when that punch comes. Early on, that punch has more effect. Why? Because your body has to go into this acclimation. Even though we've done it time and time again, your body still has to go through this acclimation of fight night.
Yeah.
It has to go through this acclimation of a 10-ounce glove hitting you opposed to the 16
that sparring glove,
14 ounce that some of us wearing sparring. There's an acclimation that you have to go through. Sometimes certain fighters, it takes a little while longer than others. You can say it takes a little while longer for Terrence because Terrence has always been known as a slow starter, and a strong finisher.
One of the best finishers we've seen in a long time.
But he's going up against a Canelo Alvarez that doesn't start fast anymore.
Yeah,
he's going up against a Canelo Alvarez that doesn't have the same. He doesn't fight with the same level from first round to the last. Like me, like I was the guy that.
Now we heard Ryan Garcia says that Canelo don't fight with the same intensity anymore. And I thought that was interesting. You know what I'm saying? That everybody's looking at the downside of Canelo. And we've been saying this shit for years, that Canelo is slowing down. But is it that he's slowing down, or is he just not getting up for certain fights because he's been fighting a lot of bums, right? He's been fighting a lot of bums. So, but this is one of them fights where, I think it's big enough to get Canelo revved up, you know what I'm saying? At least to give his best effort. And his best effort is better than most bests. So this is going to be interesting to see, you know what I'm saying, how Canelo looks when he come out, right? He said, sounds like a playing self. I don't know what that means. What's going on, light skin business in the building? Retro, what's happening, bro? He says, I got Bud fam. I want to see all the two. Me too, man. I hope Bud is like totally prepared. I want to see a slugfest. I want to see a boxing match. I want to see him have to, make all kind of adjustments. And I'm really interested to see how Terrence Crawford is going to deal with that power. I know timing, you know what I'm saying, but can he really? I know everybody's going to be looking to see, can he hurt Canelo? You know what I'm saying? And at what point, can he wear Canelo down? And that's going to be the biggest thing, man. Can he getting Canelo ass? Okay, so let's get back into it. Let's see. What's going on? Okay. What's the problem now? Let me come out of there. Okay. Let me see if I can get it. I don't know why I'm having technical difficulties today, man. Shit is crazy. Let's see.
What you saw in the first round,
You was getting in the 12.
That's why.
Yeah.
Unless you're willing to be a Canelo Alvarez, that even though I can't do it at that level anymore, we're going to make adjustments. And now we're going to sit in the pocket a little while longer. We're not going to roll you out wide anymore. We're not going to send guys deep anymore. We're going to do these quick outs and stuff like that. We just need to get the
Switch
ball.
the game up.
We're going to manage the clock.
Manage the clock.
It happens in everything. It happens in basketball. It happens in
I've never
in
heard
football.
it that way. I've
No,
never
you
heard
don't.
it
That's
that way
why
in
I'm
boxing.
You know, it's interesting that he said manage the clock because that's exactly what Canelo does. You know what I'm saying? He attacks, he throws a certain amount of punches. He attacks at a certain time, kind of like Lomachenko. I also noticed that when Berto fought Mayweather, he also managed the clock. You know what I'm saying? He kept looking at the clock and, doing flurries at the end of rounds and just fighting smart, fighting in spurts, running around the ring, making it look like he's winning. So, it's a lot of these kind of little dumb strategies instead of fighting, just putting a little filler type shit inside of, the fights, so they don't have to fight 100% of the fight. And I think that's what he's talking about here.
That's why it's the
Porter way.
Porter way.
He giving it to you the Porter way.
You feel me?
I gave y'all one. I ain't give my damn self.
Hey, we appreciate
front
it.
page appreciate that, baby.
And so I'm sorry, but
Yeah,
while
we good.
he manages the clock now,
Yeah.
again, when is that punch gonna come? Because if that punch comes 6 rounds later, the body has acclimated to everything, getting hit. You're more familiar. Your eyes are more acclimated to the speed, to the power,
All that
and like
shit,
we
man.
always say, it's the punch that you don't see that hurts.
That
you know,
hurts, yeah,
all that
for
kind of
sure.
stuff. So my estimation is that Canelo has to start at least a little bit faster. I like to say a lot faster, but I don't think he's going to.
Nah,
He's got to start faster than he has started in the last 2 or 3 years. Well, yeah, go ahead.
So, because you had said earlier that Canelo doesn't make real good adjustments,
Yeah.
and we know that Bud goes from southpaw to orthodox. How much of that is going to throw him off his game?
I think they're
Do y'all agree to that Canelo don't make good adjustments? You know what I'm saying? I guess you really don't have to, if you kind of like just bullying, just kind of bullying your way, right? He says, what you say, he says, what's going on, Devon? What's happening? He says, we're gonna see Crawford ribs hold up. He definitely gonna test them ribs, man, for sure. He says having the weekend off, so can you watch the fight? Oh yeah, yes, no doubt. I'm gonna have that 6-pack of beer right next to me, bro. Yes, sir. I'm gonna be getting towed back. I've been working for 2 weeks straight. He says, yo, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? So I deserve a break today, like goddamn McDonald's. He says, shout out to the chat. What's going on, y'all? And I've spent a hard day. I've tried to come on earlier, y'all, but I couldn't do it because where I'm at, He says, super chat doing good. Everyone in my city, New Jersey buying the fight. No doubt. That is what's up. Boxing coming back, y'all. He says the hoods getting the grills and the food feels good to see brothers unite for the love of the night of this fight. No doubt, man. Boxing people, man, we always have been, into the good fights, the best fights, and that's all it really is, man. I don't even watch basketball no more. I don't watch football no more because them things just done kind of, after a lot of the scandals and cheating and shit, I just couldn't get back into it. So, boxing is pretty much, the sport that I watch and that I love, and it's always lasted over 40 years for me. So let's see what Sean is bringing some really good insight and good points. And he always been a good analyst. He just cheesed too much for me. You know what I'm saying? He just loved the limelight too much for me. And that's just a personal thing for me.
they're gonna be prepared for that.
Okay.
There's only so much you can be prepared for because you never know exactly when that's gonna happen.
Right.
That's why I always call myself a hybrid fighter. I always had the X factor because I could switch up so quick and you didn't know what was gonna happen.
Real.
That's something that we don't see Terrence do often. We don't see him in a transition as he's moving and things like that. He either comes out one way and then he comes out another way. We don't see transitions during the fight. So that's really a big question, how much he's going to play with that and there's certain things he can do that would offset the rhythm, that would offset the tempo, that would offset the speed, that would cause resets.
Got you.
And again, talking to the clock, managing the clock, a reset will cause, it's almost like calling a quick timeout or if you run in the clock and you catch that first down, but we got to run back up to start the next play. When you run back up to start the next play, you got to make sure everybody's set before you
go.
Hike the ball. So there's quick resets that happen in boxing. Okay. And that's something that a lot of people don't see. Right. Something that I've seen Canelo get comfortable with. He's comfortable with resetting. He's comfortable with that.
I was just about to say that Canelo, he resets himself. And I think it's like he said, it's a managing the clock type thing. You know what I'm saying? He takes his time. And if you notice, he'll reset all of a sudden. Sometimes he just won't go in for the kill. You notice that during the Triple G fight, he kind of like, he just vies for time, before he strikes, conserving his energy. And we all know that, but I don't think he's going to have that opportunity against Crawford, because I think once Crawford see what he's doing, he's going to try to take advantage and get the punch in and get the score in. You know what I'm saying? Because, I do believe Terrence will have to start, a lot earlier to get Canelo to work it. If he's going to get Canelo to tire out, I think that's his best bet, to get Canelo to pursue him so he can counter, right? And get the fight kind of going, so he knows where those punches are coming from early. He can't afford to download the data over time, not in a Canelo fight. You know what I'm saying? Because Canelo's going to come on strong in the end. He's going to conserve that energy at the beginning, and then he's going to try to surge at the end. And then if he win the championship rounds, they definitely going to get a fight to Canelo. So Bud is at a deficit, and so he's got to go in there with the mindset that, man, I'm for to dominate this dude. I'm for to beat him from pillar to post. And if he don't do that shit, he's going to run the risk of getting knocked out if he try to knock out Canelo. That's why this shit is going to be so goddamn good. He's going to run that risk of getting knocked the hell out. You know what I'm saying? And it's possible, y'all. I mean, I know we never seen Crawford knocked out, but this is that fight. This is that fight where we might see Crawford hit the canvas. You know what I'm saying? Because, much as we talk shit about Canelo's debilitating skill, his deteriorating skills, the motherfucker, he really is resilient, and he's strong. You know what I'm saying? And if he catch Crawford off balance, like Green Machine, he catch him with some shit like Green Machine caught his ass, man, it's shit. You know what I'm saying? We might be looking at an early knockout, but then, Crawford might just be arrogant enough to think that he could go toe to toe.
Not there, and I'm just going, all right, I'm gonna let it go, and I'm gonna walk a little bit more. Okay, I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna walk a little bit more. So it's gonna be interesting.
Do you think Canelo, mainly being a counter puncher, is gonna hurt him more than help him?
I love that part about this fight.
Yeah, me too.
We got two great counter punchers.
For sure. But we do know Terrence Crawford will be more offensive than Canelo will be.
Both guys can be offensive, which is what makes this so beautiful, that they both have this timing and this rhythm of being first and then instantaneously counterpunching very, very quickly. So, a lot of times this is what happens when you have a counterpuncher in the ring. If you force that counterpuncher to be first, usually counterpunchers aren't used to being first. So that's not the rhythm. So you move them into a different rhythm of fighting, and you have the upper hand. But for the first time, how do we get this? Well, we got two great counterpunchers that are.
Yeah, but the thing is, you got that knowledge, but you did attack Crawford, but you got tired. You know what I'm saying? You got tired. You start taking them damn body shots, and he started picking you, apart. I think Sean Porter was doing well in the fight, and I don't think he had the same conditioning that he had for the Errol Spence Jr. fight, and he was doing his thing, man. I mean, Sean has the best feet I've ever seen in an athlete. Got some of the best feet, the quickest feet. He got football feet. I'm talking about the boy had gifts, you know. But the thing is, you know, he runs in head first, and he could take a punch too. You know what I'm saying? But he lack power. You know what I'm saying? And he's just bum rush you all over the damn place. So, you know, he expends a lot of unnecessary energy, you know, a lot of unnecessary energy. So he's right about what he's saying about Crawford, but Crawford is so goddamn long that you got a long mid range to come across to get to him. And he's got those 74-inch reach. You know what I'm saying? So he got that good timing, and eventually Sean, when he slowed down just a little bit, you know what I'm saying, Crawford was able to set him up. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, he's right, but will that shit work on Canelo? Somebody who could take a punch to give a punch. You know what I'm saying? And that's gonna be that's gonna be the key. And that's gonna be the make or break for Crawford. Because you know what I'm saying, if he can hit Canelo all day, but can he make Canelo respect his power? So he says the only pugilism says what's going on pugilism? He says only code is discipline. He says discipline code chases the narrow gate is always in the minority because it's the harder path. The majority are degenerates choosing the easy path. I hear you, bro. That was very profound. He says, I never seen Crawford tired in no fight. Yeah, 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 that's true. Yeah, that is true. Let's see. Yeah, that's true. Crawford has always been in top shape. And of course, he said that he admired the way Floyd Mayweather, you know, trains and stuff. So, you know, Andre Ward trains like that, you know, to make themselves, you know, top notch strong, so they have super confidence when they come into the fight because they know they feel like they can outlast their opponent over, you know, a period of time, right? So, what's going on, Autism Boy? What's going on, my brother? And he says, "What's up, Pooh? Okay, I got you." And so Sean is cooking right here. You know what I'm saying? He's breaking down the inside and the inside of it because you know he was in the ring. So he even fought Terrence Crawford. So he know what Terrence Crawford is capable of, but of course they're friends. You know, they are friends. You know, so this could be, you know, a bias. Of course, it's a biased opinion, but coming from a fighter perspective, I find it uh, I give it more credibility, you know what I'm saying, from looking from his eye. But of course, we are underestimating Canelo Alvarez because of his weight class and everything he brings, you know what I'm saying, to the table. The confidence that Canelo has is off the chain, bro. I mean, this dude is like, he's coming into the weigh-in like he's sleeping, bro, like he just got up from bed or something. The dude is so cool under pressure, and Crawford is cool under pressure as well. So that's one thing I love about the psychological and mental aspect of this fight that I don't think both fighters got so much big fight experience. You know, and you know Crawford fights wasn't as big as Canelo, but I still don't think that this event is intimidating to Crawford at all. I think he's just looking at this as his coming out party. This is the fight that's going to give him the recognition and you know what I'm saying, everything that he deserves from boxing fans, the respect that he's looking for. And I think that's how he's looking at it. That this is his moment, you know what I'm saying, to shine. You know what I'm saying? And I'm happy for the dude, you know what I'm saying? Because he's been crying for goddamn
Really
a
good at
decade.
being first.
Yeah.
You know, so come on, keep going.
Yeah. so then on the flip side of that, where does Canelo have the biggest, outside of the counter punching, the biggest advantage over Crawford?
I think his biggest advantage would be jabbing with Terrence. I think his other big advantage would be feigning, the way he shoots those hard feints. Work off of those hard feints. You know, you get to a point where you're feigning just to stop a guy from doing what he does, or you're feigning to cause that guy to reset.
Yeah.
Well, work off the feints. You
For
know,
sure.
that's something that I know if Canelo does. You know, I think that both guys are dangerous until the last bell. But something that makes Canelo especially dangerous, if he's popping that fast jab, he's going to cause Terrence to reset. He's going to cause Terrence to have to make adjustments and stuff like that.
I can see
Off that fast jab, if you also
see that.
fainting, that's another like Miller. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it takes you off your rhythm.
Take you off your shit.
But if you think about it, Sean Porter was way faster than Canelo with the feet. You know what I'm saying? With the jab, Porter was a lot more dangerous. On the front foot. If you think about it, look how he got the Spence. You know what I'm saying? It was like just pure athletic. What I'm saying? Ability. And Sean Porter is a frog, man. He's a mutant frog. The way he used to just go in, the way he just can step on that gas and he can move them feet faster than anybody I've seen in boxing. Pacquiao probably had some of the fastest hands, but Sean Porter had them feet, man. And I think that Canelo don't have that ability. He's explosive in his own way, but he's more sudden than explosive. You know what I'm saying? Because he got quick hands, right? So I think he makes a good point here. You know what I'm saying? It's like Crawford, if he have to reset, if he has to reset, then so he's gonna have to be all the way out. He can't be in that mid range where Canelo can lunge and load up and possibly get a knockout. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna have to stay out that danger zone unless he's punching and getting a lick in, unless he see what he want to hit. He's gonna have to hit what he's gonna hit and get the hell on until he can wear Canelo down. You know. I think that's going to be key for Crawford.
You got that thump.
Yeah, it can come right there. Anybody get taken off their rhythm, bro, it can come. But I do got one question for the Porter way, man. And ever since we've been dropping clips on YouTube, man, make sure y'all like and subscribe to Front Page and the Porter Way podcast because we got Ruby Clap. Right there, you don't know. But my question is, because I tell people all the time, to me, Canelo got more on him. Yeah, Crawford could be a couple months old, maybe by a year or two. But this is how I break it down, and I'm glad you're here because you can help me self better because you've been in the ring. So it's like has more mileage because Bud is 40 now. Canelo was 40 and fought Floyd.
Yeah.
62, 2-1.
All right, you got the record.
Bud is 41. Mileage there, even though Bud might be older. You out for the people, the mileage. Canelo is older, even though Bud is older.
For sure. I think one of the best.
I think you guys probably already know about my bag, y'all. My internet going in and out. It's been doing that shit all day. Okay, so yeah, so we already know that Canelo been fighting since he was 15. Those Triple G fights. You know what I'm saying? So he got a lot of mileage on him. Oh, it popped out. So he got a lot of mileage on him. He's had some wars. He had a lot of wars, a lot of fights with Lara, Austin Trout. So he had a lot of physical battles. So we can see it in how he moves right now. So he do have a lot of mileage on him. And Bud, he's been very selective, in who he fights. Saying how he fights, and saying. So it's a large difference. I don't think Bud is taking as much damage as Canelo. He says Crawford is the kind of fighter who can knock you down repeatedly while you are off balance without knocking you out. Yep. He said if Crawford can knock Canelo down 4 or 5 times while he's off balance, he can win. I've thought about that. Getting in the strip and getting in the script. I thought about that. You know what I'm saying? But one thing about Canelo, he's got that low center of gravity. He's a short motherfucker. He's stocky, and he's kind of like a damn coffee table. You know what I'm saying? It's like he's very sturdy. And if you look at how he positioned his feet, he positioned his feet, what I'm saying, with leverage and what I'm saying, either he's throwing a punch at you, what I'm saying, and he's trying to, if he hits you, it's going to knock him right back on balance. You know what I'm saying? He's very smart the way he throws his punches, man. You know, I don't think Crawford got the kind of power unless he catch him like lunging at the right time. You know, it's got to be, it's a split second. I don't know if Crawford want to take that kind of risk, you know what I'm saying, until Canelo maybe get tired and start to slow down a little bit. But then he's going to be conserving that energy to make sure he can surge at the end. So I don't know if Crawford's going to get that opportunity. It depends on if that power intimidates him, right? Because, you know, we all going to be watching to see how Terrence Crawford reacts to that first punch, that first, you know, flush punch that Canelo gives him, right? We're going to be looking at him like seeing what the hell, you know what I'm saying, is Crawford going to last, you know, and just see what his eyes look like, see what his legs look like, you know what I'm saying? Because if Gamboa can knock him down, and that was years ago, you know, about 13 something years ago. If Green Machine can knock him down, you know what I'm saying? We know goddamn Canelo can get in his ass, you know. We really know that that can happen. Let's see.
Analogies that can be used in sports is the comparison to cars. And that doesn't matter what sport, you can
For sure.
compare cars. And I love doing the comparison with cars with boxing because they're very, very similar. When a car has been in a car crash, you got to really take that thing back to the shop to get that thing to move.
Call the homie
Right.
with the cigarette in his
Right.
mouth.
That
You
thing to
feel
look
me?
the way it's supposed to look.
Right.
Yeah.
Same thing for somebody that gets knocked out. They got to go back to home and they got to rest and they got to really, really rejuvenate themselves to become that guy that they used to be. Doesn't happen. Everybody don't recover, you know. Every car don't recover, you know. So what we know that.
You know, Sean, you know, he said he wasn't the same after that Errol Spence Jr. fight. You know, he said that he had to have hip surgery. You know what I'm saying? So he was just a little bit more worn down, you know what I'm saying, when he fought Terrence Crawford, you know what I'm saying? Because he wasn't the same. You could see it, you know, you could see it in his performances. You could see how, you know what I'm saying, in his passion, you know what I'm saying, he was going more into the broadcasting. So, you know, he's telling you some good stuff here, you know. Fighters do get worn down, you know, especially if they in battle, you know, they're in wars in the ring, you know what I'm saying? That takes fights out of you, you know what I'm saying, over a period of time, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, Sean Porter, you know, he's telling you some good stuff here, you know. Which fighter is more preserved is probably going to come out on top. And I do think that Bud Crawford is the more well-preserved fighter. Um, the only thing is, can he get past the bull rush of Canelo? You know what I'm saying? Can he get past all the power? Can he handle it? Um, you know, a lot of us think that Terrence Crawford going to try to take the fight to Canelo, and that's going to make this shit off the chain. That is going to make this fight off the chain if Crawford standing there and try to battle it out with Canelo.
The faster the car, the nicer the car, the harder it is to recover that car, right? So even though we've never seen Canelo Alvarez put down, we know for without a shadow of a doubt the fight that he had with Triple G, and there was 3 of them.
He got over 100,000 miles on him.
It was this all night,
all night,
3 times.
3 times. Don't forget about Bivol.
Yeah, realistically, you can look if you watch Canelo before those 3 fights, and then look at him after those 3 fights. Whether it's still making a conscious decision to transition and do some things differently, it's something that you cannot stop. You can't stop nature.
Right.
Nature says you can't continue to do this and be 100%.
No way.
He's not an A+ fighter anymore, and that's okay.
For sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Because even though by my estimation he's an A- fighter, he's still better than 90%
Oh,
of the
for
guys out
sure.
there.
That's Nello.
He can't beat Bevo. We don't know if he can beat Benavidez.
I think he can.
And we're waiting to find out if he can beat Terrence Crawford.
Right.
We are waiting.
But outside of those 3 guys, who else is there?
Yeah.
There's no one else, right?
No,
So that's really how the simple way to get anybody that's watching this show right now, the Front Page Podcast, and the only way you can get people to really understand that is just take a look at a car. And how many times can that car do this and it be the same, right? So when we talk about mileage, the same thing. $100,000 mile car is not going to run the same as a 30 $100,000.
No way.
For sure.
60,000.
100%.
Now this dude turned pro when he was 15 years old.
Different.
So let's really analyze that.
You
That's
got to.
years,
He's
yeah.
truly closer to 150,000 or 100.
Yes, sir.
200,000.
Miles, yeah, for sure.
It just is what it is.
Right.
But he happens to be one of those anomalies in the world.
Yeah,
Getting in the ring with another anomaly.
for sure. Because even after that, bro, my next question to you would be is because everybody goes, oh, he ain't fought nobody. Who is Crawford fought? Canelo, he done fought way more people and yada, yada, yada. But a lot of people don't know his business involved with who you fight. Like, it's a whole lot. So how do you compare the resume?
Let me say that because you can't compare the resume.
You can't at all, but you can't discredit
This
Terry Crawford's resume because he has less names than
it's
Canelo.
A lot I'm not going to argue
You feel
Terrence
me?
with because he's just not going to win an argument with
For
him.
sure.
Yeah.
But I would actually argue resumes. You can't argue that resume.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I ask everyone out there, what's the point? Why argue the resume? What y'all don't understand is it's about the experience.
Right.
It is.
And even though he didn't have an experience against Floyd Mayweather on fight night,
right?
He's had enough experiences through his lifetime that equate to him having the same 70s, almost 70, 65 or whatever it is experiences that Canelo has had.
Yeah.
It's all about your experiences. It's not about the resume. It's not about the name.
Well, he's really selling that. I can't do all of their podcasts, but Sean Porter is really selling it. You know what I'm saying? And he's right. You know what I'm saying? It's what you take from the fights, but the problem that Terrence Crawford is running into is he don't have any experience at 168 getting hit on by a 168 pounder. That's the only problem I see. And then he's fighting the best at 168 besides, the Mexican monster, right? So, he don't have if he would have took like a tune-up, maybe if he would have fought William Scully or somebody at 168, you know what I'm saying? The guy who just beat Berlanga, what's his name? Shilly or whatever his name is. If he would have fought him, you know what I'm saying, and got himself, but see, he couldn't take that risk of losing to those guys. And I understand that. So he had to go through the back door to get the opportunity to make this big cash money grab, right? So I'm hoping that that's not what it is. I'm hoping that it is, a challenge and daring to be great, but we'll find out. So we're gonna find out tomorrow, right? We all gonna find out tomorrow. And boy, I'm gonna be good and jacked up. He says they are so confident they are making it seem like we're missing something, and they're the only ones who sees the chinks in the whole way. They're not talking to the hardcore boxing fans. They're talking to the casuals. We follow this shit every day. So, they're not talking to us. He says Crawford said he had to win every round. He already know. Yeah, that's the only way you're gonna beat Canelo. You're gonna have to be dominant. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to win the majority of the fight, and you're gonna have to make it look good. He says Porter throwing shade for real. But don't you? Everybody need a friend like Porter, man. Porter be going hard in the paint. You know what I'm saying? And even though he got his ass whipped, you know what I'm saying, he made a significant payday. You know what I'm saying? It boosted his millionaire status. He got a great payday. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying. So and they're friends. You know what I'm saying? They made money together, and that's what's about to happen. Also, guys, also it's been announced that Earl Spence Jr. and Jamel Charlo are in talks, and they're talking about fighting in 2026. So that's something to look forward to. Also, after the holidays, coming off the holidays, that should be a good fight. Hopefully, them guys still got a lot left in the tank. You know what I'm saying? I really didn't want to see them guys fight, but shit, you know what I'm saying? Hey, boxing, hey, keep boxing going. Do what you got to do. He said, I think Benavidez stops Canelo's. Oh, yeah. Mike Hughes, you my boy, man. You already know. You already know, man. That's my boy right there. David Benavidez. We'll trade David Benavidez for Sean Porter. We'll trade David Benavidez for, a lot of fighters on this side that's sorry as hell. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking the black people are taking goddamn David Benavidez. That boy is serious, man. You know what I'm saying? And I love the fact that he still fights like a traditional fighter, right? You know what I'm saying? He's willing to take on, anybody, because people were thinking, how it is when, he's trying to get the Canelo fight, then you got other fighters calling him out. And Morrell, he was talking like really cash shit about taking this man's shoes, talking about, what I'm saying, he's a punk and he can't walk through his own neighborhood. And look what happened. You know what I'm saying? David's like, bro, you don't have the experience, bro. And I've been saying on my channel for the longest time, I got David Morrell Jr. Videos, and he only had like 6 fights when people's talking all this shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't even think he got 15 fights. I haven't even looked up his record in a while, but I don't even think he got over 15 fights. You know what I'm saying? I mean, what's going on, Master Khalid in the building? What's going on? The 300 showing up, baby. That's what's up. We coming back, baby. We building. He says, Mike Hughes, he said, I'd love to see that fight and know instead of thinking who would win. That's the thing about David Benavidez, and that's what Canelo knows. The fear that that boy instills when he comes out, he goes straight to work. It ain't no feeling out with the Mexican monster. Ain't no feeling out. He going straight to work like the Terminator. You know what I'm saying? He's coming in and slapping you with them goddamn jabs. You know what I'm saying? He going straight to the body. So before you know it, you done got hit with a body shot and a head shot. And the motherfucker got quick ass hands to be so big, bro. And he be in there like it's casual, like he just casually fighting. He don't have the best defense, but I think he's gotten slightly better on defense. Slightly better on defense. Um, and Canelo is right to stay away from him, man, because he already know what time it is. You know. But it's just sad that he uses his power to stay away from him. Let's see it. Yeah, no doubt. You know, no doubt. He says, that's your channel, no problem. Put your channel in there. He says, so he said, yes, oh, yeah, you're talking to each other. But yeah, man. So this is Sean Porter rooting for his boy, and everybody need a wingman like Sean Porter. He's not going to be at the table calling the fight. So I don't know why he didn't get in for Turkey. Maybe it's a PBC thing. I don't know, but if you watch the PBC broadcast, you always see Sean Porter on everything, right? He's on every goddamn thing. What's going on, Bird Gaming? What's happening, bro? And he's on everything. But for this fight, for some reason, he didn't get in. I'm surprised Crawford didn't, saying like, get him in, get him in the situation. So like, bro, come on. Saying? You could be ringside or something like that. Get him in with the Turk. I don't know what's going on with that. That is kind of fascinating to me. Because they are good friends. Why not get your boy? Why not put your boy on? Or maybe Sean just didn't feel like doing it, what I'm saying, because he's doing so many other things. Um, but one thing for sure, what I'm saying, uh, he believes in Crawford. He believes in Crawford's ability to hurt Canelo. Um, he believes in Canelo's shortcomings. And a lot of the Mexican fans are very offended by that. They're very offended by that. And I'm just telling them, it's like it's nothing personal. It's nothing personal. It's just watching Canelo from fight to fight over the years, when he fought Scully, what I'm saying, when he fought what it was, Callum Smith, he just don't look like the old Canelo. It looked like a script. Some of these fights that he fight kind of look like a script. They put their back up against the wall. Let me see something. I got to pull up Canelo. He done fought so many damn bums. Let's see, Canelo, Alvarez, box rec. So I lose track, man. It's like I lose track of how many uh dudes that Canelo fought. So so you got Willem Scully, of course. Look at that. We've had Eric Balanga. He was a nobody. You know what I'm saying? Had Jaime McGee, You know what I'm saying? Well, Harry McGill kind of got in his ass a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Harry McGill got in his ass a little bit. You know, let me see if you guys can see that. He got in his ass a little bit. I kind of like that kid. I was rooting for him because he showed some, he showed some guts, and I really admired that about him. I was like, man, this kid is he's going for it. Come to find out, he doing steroids and shit. Of course, Canelo doing steroids, so it's not so bad. Uh, so yeah, so he fought Jamel Charlo. That was a bust. John Ryder. I think he fought. Didn't he fight John Ryder like 2 times, man? That shit was ridiculous, man. So for a while now, and then there's Triple G. Saying 2002. So he got 5 fights. Saying where he just made easy money. And he just wasn't. I don't think he could get up for those fights. And then before that, he had the 2 tough fights with Triple G, and he had Dimitri Billy playing Billy Joe Saunders, and then his sparring partner and Cal Smith, and he went on the whole tour, except for Danny Jacobs. I give him credit for Danny Jacobs. Danny Jacobs was a beast. I just don't know why Danny Jacobs couldn't impose his size and the speed. Canelo was slippery as hell that fight. I mean, he was on a whole. He was like the Matrix on Jacobs. Jacobs just couldn't find him. Couldn't find him. Then of course 2 more Triple G. Then the Rocky Field. Then that was a bust. Then of course Triple G. So these are the fights that really wore his ass down. I think the Triple G fight, and I don't think Danny Jacobs did too much damage. The Bivol fight, Triple G again, and the rest he took it easy. You can see where he got a lot of mileage on him. And then that's not even going way back. That's not even going way back here. I'm saying? All other fighters he fought. 63 fights. That's a lot. That's a lot today. Because back in the day they fought 100 fights. They fought 89 fights. I think Chavez got like something like 80 something fights, right? Some of them guys went 15 rounds. So some of them guys went 15 rounds and shit. But yeah, he's pretty broke down, man. And if he gets for this fight, it's gonna be interesting to see what you got, to give Terrence Crawford, because I think Terrence Crawford, 38 years old, I think he's a live dog, man. He deserves himself. He takes care of himself, and that is going in and out. It's going in and out. But yeah, man, I'm gonna be here, what I'm saying? I'm gonna be where the good internet is. Um, I'm still on the road right now trying to make it in at home. And I'm out here in the boonies, what I'm saying, in between internet stations and stuff like that. Even though I got damn Verizon, this shit this shit still ain't hitting like it should. You know what I'm saying? Verizon's supposed to be the best network in the world, what I'm saying? But what I'm saying, everywhere I go around the country, what I'm saying, I'm still finding pockets, dead zones and stuff like that. But yeah, man, what I'm saying? Hey, are you guys, we're gonna cover the pre-fights. We're gonna watch all the pre-fights. What I'm saying? We're gonna be talking shit during the pre-fights and seeing, what goes down. What I'm saying? See, ferocious, ferocious Fernando Vargas Jr. Son. I mean Junior fight, and that's gonna be good. That's gonna be a good fight. See Sergey fight at Brandon Adams. That's gonna be good. That's gonna be because I think Brandon Adams knocked out Sergey. Bokuchet, and that's going to be a good revenge fight. I'm pretty sure Sergey wants to get some get back for putting that blemish on his career, and I think that's going to be a hellacious fight. And I think that's going to get everybody warmed up. You know what I'm saying, for what we're about to see. And I forgot what was the other fights on the card, y'all. Let me see what. Let's bring up the undercard. Let's see. Let's see. Crawford. Not media day, but undercard. Undercard. As on my phone, I be having everything set the hell up, man. It's like, oh, when I come on computer, I gotta set everything up. Let's see. Undercard. Okay, so the main event features. Let's see. Oh yeah, Christian, but I have forgot about that. And Lester Martinez. That's gonna be a good one. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the kid that's in Bud Crawford camp, and Bomac was talking about him. I saw about five of his fights, and of course we know Christian, his fights. Kind of a wild dude. You know what I'm saying? So I'm kind of going with Lester Martinez in that one. Then you got Callum Wash. Okay, that's who's for Fernando Vargas Jr. fight. Okay, and let me see what the pre-fights are. What the prelims are. Let's see. The prelims. Okay, that Sergey is in. I'm surprised to see Sergey Bokuchuk in the prelims. You know what I'm saying? Damn, you got I don't even know who Mohammed Akalai is, and you got Travis Crawford. Who is that? Bud Crawford's brother? Who the hell is that? You know what I'm saying? So you got how they beat out Sergey Bokuchuk and Brandon Adams. That's interesting. Wow. And the rest of this card I don't even know, except for Jermaine Franklin, and the rest of these dudes. I got to check them out, man. But I'm gonna be on the prelims, and the prelims start at 5:30 p.m. Eastern time on Netflix. So that is the card. You know what I'm saying? I don't know who this Muhammad guy is and this Travis. Anybody ever heard of those guys? Anybody ever heard of those? Yeah, yeah. The press conference was kind of, yeah. But after so much promotion over time, you know what I'm saying? You kind of just, it kind of gets repetitive. You know what I'm saying? You just kind of want to see the fight by then. You just tired of seeing them talk and saying, and reporters asking the same questions over and over. You just kind of want to, get ready, get your beer, you know what I'm saying? Kick back and see some fighting. And I think that it's not a total trash card, y'all. People been criticizing this card, saying that it's a total trash card. It's not. You know what I'm saying? I got some fights that I really look forward to seeing, and I think I don't look forward to seeing Jermaine Franklin fight as a heavyweight. They could just take that one right on off, you know. But I'm interested to see some of the new guys fight. People that I've never seen in the ring. So, Steve Nelson fighting. That's Crawford's sparring partner. So he got him a little money. He's making his friends a little money. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty cool. So I just noticed that Steve Nelson's fight, and of course he's gonna sing Crawford praises and saying that he's got new power. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna see. We're gonna see if Crawford got some new power. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna be, that's gonna be the thing. You know what I'm saying? If he got new power, he should be able to hurt Canelo. If not, he's gonna be like Devin Haney up in that motherfucker, trying to run, trying to hide, trying to skip, trying to do what he can do to survive. He's gonna be looking like Jamel. It's gonna look something like Jamel Charlo. Um, so, you know, that's pretty much it, man. We're gonna come back tomorrow. Sorry, my internet was bad tonight. You know what I'm saying? It's just like I just had some bad luck, man. I got caught in the goddamn construction. I had to pull to the side in the middle of nowhere. But let me see. We're gonna come back at 5:30 tomorrow, and I'm gonna have everything set up. You know what I'm saying? Internet straight. I'm gonna have my beer. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna kick it all night long, man. And we're gonna do it like that, you know. Um, you know. But I got Bud Crawford. I'm going. I think Julian said that his heart was Crawford, but he think Canelo's gonna win. I think that's kind of like the sentiment of most people. Just because he's making the weight jump, and we're putting a lot of fantasy ideas of what Crawford can do in the ring. Like 2 Cents was saying, we already know what it is when a great big man moves up, saying to fight a great big man, right? So don't be surprised if we see Crawford get knocked the hell out. We're not gonna be surprised. We're not gonna sit here and act like that shit can't happen, right? So but I'll be the first to tell you if Crawford whip his ass, saying that I wasn't expecting him to get knocked down or get banged up somehow or take a knee. Something's crazy is gonna happen in this fight. If Crawford that resilient, if he that badass, what I'm saying, thinking that he want to go up against Canelo and stand toe to toe, shit, shit me. But you know what? After he take that first initial hit, he'll know. He said, I expect Crawford. Julian said he expect Crawford to lose. Oh man, hey, it is what it is though. But we're gonna come back 5:30 tomorrow, and everything will be straight, man. We'll get everything straightened out, and everything we'll be rocking. We'll be cooking with gas. Then right now I'm just this damn internet is throwing my ass off. You know what I'm saying? This shit is bumming me out. You know. But till then, guys, thanks for hanging in there with me. And I'm gonna see you guys at 5:30 tomorrow. I'm gonna probably be on a little bit earlier, what I'm saying? 'Cause I want to get some of the guys' opinions, what I'm saying? And usually that's when it like really fills up in here. So make sure you tune in, what I'm saying? It gets pretty wild and stuff because it gets pretty loud, what I'm saying, with everybody cheering and everything. So what I'm saying? So I'll see you guys at 5:30 tomorrow. Make sure you tune in to Pool Kind of Boxing, and we're gonna have a good time, just like we always do. You know what I'm saying? Peace out, y'all. See you guys tomorrow, and y'all have a good weekend. Be safe out there, y'all. Peace out.